What is good, you guys? It's your boy Randy Anderson with the Average Guy Podcast on the Average Guy Studios. And today we'll be talking about sports. We have hot topics for you guys. Get it off your chest and a couple other things. So let's start it off like usual by talking sports. All right, man. Let's start it off with the NFL. Have you guys seen the moves that's happened over the last 24 hours in the NFL?
Nope.
All right. Well, Marquette King got cut. Well, it was the kicker from the Oakland Raiders. He got cut from Oakland, and now the Denver Broncos have picked him up. Who's with me? I'm not alone here. I'm not alone. Yes, unfortunately.
Got him for $3 million.
You said who?
They got him for $3 million.
Oh, for real? Oh, they got him for the low. Well, nah, that's a good punter salary, I guess. He's a great punter. What was you gonna say, Corey?
Oakland couldn't come up with $3 million,
huh? Guess not.
They trying to save their money for Kaepernick.
I was about to say something. Jameer, do you got anything to say about that?
About the kicker?
Yeah.
Why? I don't. Why did they get rid of him?
I have no clue. I'm pretty sure it was saving money.
Oh, okay. All right, okay.
You know why they got rid of him? Come on now, stop it. Stop it.
All right.
Best kicker in football, man.
They got rid of him because he's flashy, man. John Gruden don't like flash. John Gruden loves his veterans. He wants you to play the way he thinks is the right way. He don't want no kicker out there doing a Harlem Shake after he do a 50-yard punt.
That's what I like about him, though. Like that's why he's one of the best kickers in the NFL.
Hey, he's one of the few. He's the only kicker that gives flair to that position. Like that's why he do that because he's trying to get all these kickers.
I've never seen a kicker do anything but kick.
All right, and the New York Giants acquire William Gay, the defensive back from the Steelers. I don't know if you guys heard about that one. And in the biggest news that I heard, the second biggest news that I heard all day, Robert Griffin III, y'all, going to Baltimore. What do y'all think about that?
I'm glad he get an opportunity to get back in the NFL. He had been out for a couple of years, so he'll back up. So that's at least something, I guess. He'll get a paycheck.
Do you think he's gonna do good?
Let's get everybody's opinion first before I say that. Who wants to go first? Corey, go ahead.
He's still injury prone, so.
Man, I understand he's another black man, but damn, like, what's happening? But this Baltimore's way I don't know. I don't get it. Robert Griffin's completely done. I just keep it that simple, man. He didn't even play last year, did he?
He played I think 2 games or.
Cleveland and looked awful. His confidence is completely gone. It's been gone since that playoff game in Seattle. Shanahan threw him out there and they broke him down, man. And ever since that, man, he's never been able to get it back. They figured him out, and Robert Griffin's pretty much done, man. That should have been Kaepernick. That definitely should have been Kaepernick.
Okay. Derek?
Actually, that's a good point. I actually agree with that. The only other thing is, though, when he came to the league, though, he put a target on himself. So he was like, "It's too easy. It's too easy." He basically put a target on himself. So I mean, you throw yourself out there like that, then you're gonna have consequences. So.
All right, Lauren. I know that face. There's a fire take coming.
Man, check it out, man. So
it's about to get spicy.
Here's what I'm gonna say. I'm gonna say this first. So I'm gonna wait till after the draft before we really see what happens, and this is the reason why. Mm-hmm. Because if the Ravens draft a quarterback, he doesn't even make the 53-man roster. I'm saying it right now. If the Ravens draft a quarterback, he doesn't even make the 53-man roster.
Ooh, that's a spicy take. And Corey's like, yes.
And now, with that being said, I'm just gonna throw this out here. I don't know if Ozzie Newsome. I respect Ozzie Newsome as a general manager, but I do feel like this may be a sideways shot at Colin Kaepernick.
Ooh,
I feel like this may be a sideways shot at Colin Kaepernick, and maybe Ozzie Newsome don't even really see the chess move. Maybe it's more the owner, Steve Bichetti, because everybody knows about the infamous statement that was made by Colin's girlfriend about Ray Lewis and Steve Bichetti. This is chess, not checkers, man. So I think this might have been a shot at Colin Kaepernick, saying, hey, we're gonna get the other black dude. You know what I'm saying? I don't like it. I don't like it for social reasons. I don't even like it for football reasons. I mean, RG3 sucks. So he sucks. Just straight up. So unless you bringing them in because you need a quarterback to, for OTAs to get some practice reps in with some of the players, like the move just doesn't make sense at all. It just doesn't make sense at all to me.
Okay.
They could have went. I mean, if you're gonna go get RG3, go all out and go get Johnny Football.
I did think about that.
He was practicing.
Yeah, he was practicing.
Yeah.
All right.
Colin Kaepernick.
All right, let me give you guys my take on this. RG3 to Baltimore. I mean, you can say it's a good move, it's a bad move, but it's a move. And like what you said was that you think it's a shot at Colin Kaepernick. Actually, a little bit, probably after this next little person we're gonna talk about, I do want to get on that because I did see something. I don't know if it's real or not, but I do want to speak on it. But I think it could be a resurgence for RG3 with one of the Gruden brothers. I mean, it could happen. His brother made Colin Kaepernick look like something, and he can make he has wheels somewhat. So I don't know. He could make RG3 come back. You know what I'm saying, with a little resurgence. I don't know.
I mean, the problem with that though is Joe Flacco. I mean, they paying Joe so much money that you can't sit Joe on the bench to play RG3. I really don't care how good RG3 is. Like you saying that you're gonna sit a $20 million a year quarterback on the bench? Nah. Not unless they got another chess piece. But I'm telling you right now, if they let go of Joe Flacco, if they trade him and they left with RG3, that's called a rebuild.
The Ravens need it. But all right. The next person that it was a trade alert, guys. The next trade that happened was Brandon Cooks to the Los Angeles Rams. Yo, first of all, I want to say this before everybody gets their word out. Ever since the Rams left St. Louis, they've been looking and doing a lot better. You know what I'm saying? And that's no diss to anybody from St. Louis. I love everybody. You know what I'm saying? But I don't know, man. Y'all was messing up. All right, go ahead. Start off, Lauren. Go ahead. We'll go with you first.
Man, so it's such an odd trade to me. And the reason it's an odd trade to me is because Brandon Cooks was actually playing well.
Yeah.
So that's what makes it odd to me. That was one that I didn't expect. The only thing that I can think of, and it's already out there in the news, is that they let him go so they can make a play at Odell Beckham.
I was gonna get on that, but okay. All right.
That's the only reason it could be, because I mean Brandon Cooks had 78 catches over 1,000 yards last year. So to give up that quality of a receiver, because he balled out in New Orleans.
Yeah.
Then he comes to New England, he balls out again. And so, yeah, to see that trade like that, like there has to be a bigger picture to it. I know that there's a lot of talk out there that now that they got 2 first-round picks, that they may try to package both of those picks and go after Odell Beckham Jr. because word is that the Giants are asking for 2 first-round picks. And the thing is, you know, they have the ability to do because they have 3 second-round draft picks. So they could say, hey, yeah, we'll go ahead and bow out of the first round and get Odell Beckham. And then in the second round, we'll go ahead and pick up whoever we need to pick up to make our team, you know, strong. The only other thing I could think of is they felt like they had too much of the same receiver because they had another receiver. I can't think of his name. It wasn't Amendola, but it was the other white guy. Chris Hogan.
Yeah,
Chris Hogan. So maybe they thought they had too much of the same receiver, and they wanted somebody, you know, that was more of a overall dynamic receiver in general. But if they think that they can make the move, I mean, you got to try.
True. All right, Jameer, you're next. What you got? What you got for us?
Well, I guess the Patriots, they did it so they can get a better draft pick. They get a first and 6th round pick.
Mm-hmm.
So, but I never even known about no Cooks on being on the Patriots. But I guess he's pretty good to get a first and a 6th.
Yeah, they got him. I think last year, or not last year, but the year before, from New Orleans.
Okay, but the Rams, they're gonna be pretty good. I actually didn't want them to get that if he's that good, because I don't want them to have any more receivers. So they got a good defense now. They got good receivers. They got good secondary. They probably up there with Philly now for contenders in NFC. So
I wouldn't doubt it.
Yeah,
Derek, what you got?
Oh. Yeah, I mean, I agree with Corey. I mean, Beckham is a LA guy, flashy, to New York style. So, I mean, that's a possibility. I think that's the actual possibility that can actually happen. Because just his personality, fit the city, good pickup.
Good pickup.
Yep.
All right, Corey, what you got for us? You got any spicy takes?
Yeah, I believe it was a move to grab the one for Odell Beckham. The Patriots normally make different. They make plays like this all the time, as far as with controversial figures, because we know that Belichick no nonsense. So they already know what to expect when they get there. It's total no nonsense. So if Beckham comes on there and they're on that bullshit, he ain't got a problem with benching him. So, but if they're able to make it work, we can see another 16-0. I'm not saying they'll go 16-0, but hey, it's a possibility. You saw what happened with Randy Moss. Yeah, you saw what happened with Randy Moss. We have a elite receiver that could be disastrous for the rest of the NFL. As far as LA, this all on Jared Goff. It's all the sky's the limit for them, man. If they can, Jared Goff comes to play, man, and he produces like he did last year, we'll be seeing LA in the Super Bowl this year. And I'm making that. Man.
Okay, that was spicy. That was a hot take. I like it. All right, Carlos.
Like I said, Randy, I really don't pay attention to all this stuff like everybody else, whatever. So I'm gonna just go with the flow with everybody else, whatever they say. I'm gonna just go with it. So
all right. Well, my okay, it's a lukewarm take, but I believe with all the acquired picks that the Los Angeles Rams have made, they have a legitimate chance to take home the championship. They got Aqib Talib and Marcus Peters now, as their 2 corners. Those are 2 big pickups. 2 big pickups. Now, granted, Marcus Peters gambles a lot. He gambles a lot, but damn near all his gambles are pick sixes or deflections. Now, if anybody has anything like was like, no, you're lying. What are you talking about? Like one of my bosses has, I'm up more than willing to go debate with you. But until then, you know what I'm saying? Just hit me up at the Average Guy Podcast on Facebook. But yeah, they got Akeem Talib, Marcus Peters. They got Ndamukong Suh. Ndamukong Suh, that sold it. I was like, yo, when fantasy comes, I'm picking the Rams defense. Like the 10th pick overall. I'm picking up their defense. I'm not gonna mess with Houston's defense anymore, but I'm picking up the Rams because Ndamukong Suh is gonna stop anybody from running through them. They already got Todd Gurley. Todd Gurley is always gonna be on a rampage. You know what I'm saying? You seen what he did this or last year. Just imagine what he's gonna do when he has actual people that can catch the ball and he has more time to get out of the little pockets. You know what I'm saying? And bust one big, and then Jared Goff tosses one deep. You know what I'm saying? That's gonna be crazy. Because that's what their offense was before. It was one dimensional. It was literally Todd Gurley's gonna run the ball. Now it's multidimensional because you don't know what's gonna happen. So,
here's one thing I will say.
Yeah.
Dallas Cowboys. I want y'all to think about this for a minute, man. Dallas Cowboys had a bunch of stars, but a lot of those stars had personalities, and that's eventually what made that team implode. So I think that, the coaching staff is really, really going to have to control those personalities because you talking about chain snatcher, you got Marcus Peters, you got Ndamukong Suh, chain snatcher. You got Ndamukong Suh, who, we all know about Suh.
Yeah, true.
So I think that's, defensively, they got a lot of names, but they gotta gel together and they gotta make sure they control them personalities because, that's a lot of hostility in one locker room.
Hey, Aaron Donald. Oh, what was you gonna say?
Oh, you said the Cowboys?
The Cowboys.
I think the Eagles. Were you talking about the '90s Cowboys?
I'm talking about '90s Cowboys. Talent that the '90s Cowboy squad had. They had a lot of personalities.
Yeah.
And Jimmy Johnson was good at managing them personalities. But when Jerry Jones came up in there and was like, "Oh, I'm cool. I got this. We're gonna let you go. We're gonna bring in Barry Switzer." Yeah, no.
Yeah, that's what I was about to say. It was Barry Switzer was what made them implode. And even then, they were able to squeeze out one more championship, but. Yeah, that was all Jimmy's team right there. I think they're more comparable to that Eagles team from about what was that? I know time is going fast. That's probably about 5 years ago when Nick Foles was on there and they made all of those pickups. They made a whole bunch of pickups.
You talking about when they had Vince Young and all?
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, the Dream Team. I remember that.
Everybody, man, Sean Jackson, man, they signed everybody. I forgot who they had on defense, man, but they had so many personalities, and they ended up going about 8-8. And
well, you do remember who the coach was, though, right?
Good old Andy.
All right. So let's move on to the. This is alleged. This is all alleged. I don't know if it really happened, but supposedly Colin Kaepernick is going to the Saints. What did you guys think? Thoughts on that? Colin Kaepernick to the Saints.
I like it. That'll be a good place for Colin Kaepernick because they got a good offense. Drew Brees about to retire maybe next year, so he can take over. He's still young, so. They got that potent offense.
Derek?
Yeah, somebody need to pick him up. Yeah, he's been out too long. I mean, somebody, great player, somebody to pick him up.
Okay. Corey?
Just a quick update. I told you Washington was putting that beat down on LeBron and them, man. They were down 15 with about 4 to go. It's now a 1-point game. Washington's up by 1. With 21 seconds left, so that's just a quick update. Cleveland and Jeff Green just tied it with a free throw. And it looks like they're about to go up. Yeah. What was we talking? What was that? I just lost it. What was we saying?
You good? It was Colin Kaepernick going to the New Orleans Saints.
Yeah, Colin Kaepernick, man. I just want to see Kaepernick get a job. He deserves it. He won't be a star anymore. He's not going to do what he did in his inaugural season. He's not going to any Super Bowls. He'll be a good backup for New Orleans, say if Breeze gets hurt, anything. But yeah, I think it'll be good for him. I think he's a good pickup. It'll be good for him. He deserves it, man. So it'll be good if they can do that for him, man. Shout out to New Orleans, Sean Payton. But they got to close the deal first because, Baltimore, we've had plenty of teams. Baltimore already entertained it and everything. Close the deal, man. Sign him, man. Get that man on the football team. He deserves it.
Yeah, man. All the stuff that he's done already. Yeah, he deserves it. Carlos, what you got?
And it's a fresh start for him, bro.
Okay.
Yeah, he can show off a bit, but we gotta see if he can get well with the team.
Okay, all right. No fire take from Carlos. All right, Lauren, what you got for us?
I'm struggling with this one. So it would be somebody like Sean Payton and the New Orleans organization that would make a risky move like this. Sean Payton is a quarterback whisperer, so I'm sure he feels like he can get any quarterback to play in his system.
Right.
My fear is that Colin Kaepernick has been out of football too long.
The rust.
That's my fear because here's the thing. Drew Brees just signed another 2-year contract.
Yeah.
So if he plays well this year, he's gonna play in New Orleans. He's gonna play in New Orleans till he say, I don't want to play no more.
Right.
So I would love for Cap to get on the team. With everything that's happened in the NFL, I know there's still people in the NFL that are afraid that if they bring him back in, the 50-year-old white guy ratings are going to go down. And, it's just going to be, brown people watching football, things of that nature. So, you still have that cardinal fear. I do feel like in a way that maybe Kaepernick wasn't ready to be a backup, and maybe that was hindering part of the process of him getting back on the team. This is probably gonna be his way in. Let me put it like that. Take your way in, get back in, ball out. See what happens. Maybe Drew Brees gets injured. He is older. You know what I'm saying? And hell, even if he was young, it only takes one hit for anybody to be out. And then, he come in the game. It'll be good for Cap to get back in the NFL. I'll wait and see the Instagram where he's signing on the dotted line before I say yeah. But interesting.
All right. And now with that out the way, let's start with the NBA because a lot of stuff has been happening.
Corey, you sad? Corey, you sad? Here, I'm gonna give you a virtual hug, man. Washington just lost, baby. I'm sorry.
Wow. What?
Yeah, Cleveland came back. It's over.
Wow. Okay. All right. So let's talk about the breakdown of the playoffs.
Okay.
Let's start it off with that. What do you guys think? And are you guys surprised? Let's start with Mark.
Surprised at the ranking?
Yeah, the rankings.
No, I'm not surprised.
You're not surprised?
Not surprised.
Okay, all right. Explain a little bit.
Man, you got your top teams. We talked about it a little bit earlier. Boston will probably end up bowing out. They may actually shock some people, but they probably too young to really do much. especially with Kyrie out. And like I was saying earlier, I really think Philly is going to be the surprise team on the East. And I really don't think the Cavaliers is going to make it this year out the East.
Ooh, I like it.
Put it down. Put it down.
With my pen and paper. With my pen and paper. Don't play. Hey, don't play. Thought I was playing. All right, Corey, you next.
Man, I love it, man. I'm excited for the playoffs, man. For the first time in a few years, man. It's been pretty bland, man, because we've been pretty much able to predict it. Pretty much Golden State, Cleveland. It'll be a bit more drama this time around. We got a competitive Eastern Conference. Like you said, Philly. I love Philly. Especially when they get Joel Embiid. They get Joel Embiid back. Kyrie's not gonna be there, so Boston's out of there. Yeah, Kyrie's gone. They sold their tickets. They kind of held it a little while so they could sell a couple more playoff tickets, but now Boston's out of there. They just confirmed today that he'll be out for the remainder of the playoffs. Toronto's my pick out of the East. I just need they have stepping up, but they have a really deep team. And, the Western Conference is gonna come down to Golden State and Houston. It's gonna come down to that. Curry's out the first round. We'll see, man. We got the 5 ones like Utah, LA and Denver trying to make a push, so they're fighting. OKC's gonna be the 7-game series. Even though, they're not gonna come out with nothing in the end, but it'll be a hard matchup trying to defend, Westbrook, Paul George, and Paul George gets hot again. You never know if he's off and on. So Melo can step up and, channel some of that old energy, man. They could be a tough handle in the 7-game series. But I'm excited, man. But I'm going with Toronto and Golden State.
Oh, all right. Carlos, what you got?
I'm gonna have to go with Corey on this one.
All right. There you going with Corey? You don't have anything else to expand on?
No, not really. No.
All right, Lauren, you're up next. Lauren, come on down. Wow.
Did you just say Toronto?
I think that's what they said.
Hey, they've been terrible, man. The past 2 weeks, like I said, if you remember, I made that pick a couple weeks ago. I think they probably lost about 5 out of 7, something like that, man. I was counting, man. They were looking pretty bad. Cleveland beat them twice. They dropped one to Boston. Then they got one back. I didn't see the end of the game last night, but they were up by about 14. They beat DeRozan. They turned back into old DeRozan and Lowry, man. They definitely crunch time. But I think with Boston, with Kyrie being out, I think they may have enough. Actually, have enough. They'll get over the.
With Toronto.
Next week they're missing Kyrie. So that's Toronto.
Where's my Donald Trump? You were fired button. No. Look, man. Look, I like Toronto. I think Dwayne Casey is a great coach. I don't think they can beat Cleveland. I just don't. I think when Cleveland is ready to play, they can't beat Cleveland in a 7-game series. I will call it 4-2. That's what I will call it. If they end up meeting in the Eastern Conference Finals, which likely will be, it's going to be 4-2 Cleveland.
I think Philly can beat Cleveland.
Philly can beat Cleveland in a game, but not in a 7-game series. They're not ready yet.
In a series.
They're not ready yet.
They're young.
On fire.
Let's go. Jesus,
Cleveland has a young core team too right now.
Somebody drop the Nelly music. It's getting hot in here because it's getting hot. Jesus.
So here's here's what I feel about the playoffs. In the East, I'm disappointed. I wanted to see Kyrie against LeBron James. I wanted to see it. And it's not gonna happen. So I'm disappointed. I'm also, like I said, I'm also disappointed in Toronto. I mean, they done laid 2 eggs against Cleveland. The last 2 games they played, and it wasn't. They had a Cleveland just beat them up bad, and then they had a game where it was close and Cleveland beat them anyway. So that's why I can't. That's why I can't take Toronto in the playoffs. I just don't trust them in the playoffs. Philly gonna scare some people, but I think that Philly may be a couple more years before I would want to give them the edge. I need to see them actually in a playoff series against a team like a Cleveland. They're gonna give Cleveland fits because of the size that they have as a team. But I just don't see them coming out in a 7-game series. The West is gonna be a little spicy. Whoever makes it to the Western Conference Finals, whether it's Houston or Golden State, they're gonna be extremely tired. They're gonna be tired because I can see. I mean, Oklahoma City. I can see them giving the team fits. I don't see them beating anybody, but I could see them taking a series 6-7 games.
Okay.
I wish my man Boogie Cousins wouldn't have got hurt because I would have loved to see a New Orleans Pelicans, with him and Anthony Davis in the playoffs. I would have loved to see that. The injury bug is just, man, the injury bug sucks, man. A lot of the stars, ain't playing. And so,
Let me speak on
okay.
Can I speak on that real quick? Somebody, I don't know if y'all familiar with him. He's a YouTuber known as Carsino for Life. I posted some of his stuff today. He brought a real good thesis on what could be causing this injury bug, and I never even thought of it. It's the pace of the game today is different from what it is in the 90s, where, as in the 90s, it was a lot more slowed down. You could have things like the triangle offense. There was a lot more plays being run. It's a lot more fast paced today, up and down. You got big men at the top of the key trying to do crossovers, and I saw Greg Monroe last night snuck at the top of the key. He took somebody to the basket, and so, man, doing all that moving and trying to do jukes and everything, that takes a wear and tear on your knees. It takes wear and tear on your knees after a while. And so I just thought that was a pretty good theory on, what could be causing some of these injuries, because it's been a lot lately. Over the past, a lot.
Yeah, I got something to say about that, but we'll wait till Jameer. What you got?
Ooh, well, it's exciting times.
Toronto.
Actually, no, I don't think Toronto. In the East, I think it's going to be between Philly and Cleveland.
Spicy.
I think how, depending on how the brackets show up, if Philly can get the 3rd seed. And at first, I wanted them to get the 3rd seed so they can play Boston, but now it's like I don't think it matters if they get the 3rd or 4th. I think they can be Boston or Toronto, just as long as they don't got to play Cleveland in that 2nd round.
Yeah,
I think if we can play Cleveland in the Eastern Conference Finals, we have a better chance because then LeBron and them, they might be actually tired too. Philly is a lot younger than Cleveland. I give them a shot, and then maybe if we can get, which I give them a 20-30% chance to get past Cleveland in the Eastern Conference Finals. Then if we can get to the championship, then maybe all the Western Conference teams, whoever. Portland, Golden State, maybe all of them will beat them each other up. Then by the time they get to Philly, we can have a championship this year with that.
That is a fan. That is a fan right there.
Y'all sacrifice Meek Mill. Y'all already stop being greedy. Goddamn it! Y'all already sacrificed him. Who's going next? Gilly the Kid? That's messed up, y'all.
That is a fan right there, boy. They need to give you a signed jersey.
Whoa.
They need to give you a signed jersey for that.
Hey, I got one. Joel Embiid sending me one.
Yeah, make sure the whole team sign that one. Make sure the whole team sign that jersey.
Oh.
No, but
If Philly makes it to the NBA Finals, the ratings are going down.
That'll be a good thing, man.
Jameer has think about it. The Cavaliers' core hasn't been together long.
You said what?
Said the Cavaliers' core, young core that they just got, haven't been together long to be able to gel like that. They can come to the finals tired. They come to the finals, trying to figure stuff out, still trying to learn. Philly's core been together a little bit longer. That in itself could kind of give them, even though they don't have that many veterans, that could give them an edge over the Cavaliers. That's kind of why I was like, well, I think Philly may end up shocking some people.
All right, Corey, what was you saying?
And what do y'all think about Markelle Fultz?
I was going to ask that.
Next year.
Yeah.
No, I mean, I think that he actually might be pretty good, but I think that I think he kind of came in at a bad point. I think at this point, you bring him as a 6-man off the bench to give you a scoring punch for that second unit. I don't think you start him because I think that disrupts the chemistry that the team is built. So I think you just keep doing what you're doing, which is bring him off the bench, to lead the second unit. I mean, he's a great offensive talent. The one thing that concerns me about a lot of these teams is when the game slows down and gets more physical in the playoffs, are they actually going to be able to play that way? Because every playoff series, it don't matter what year it is, the game slows down in the playoffs. And when the game slows down in the playoffs, it's about execution. All that up and down, running up and down the court, a lot of that tends to slow down and go away, or at least minimize itself. So, with a team like Philly that likes to get up and down the court, they have the weapons to be able to slow the game down. But I'm not sure that they would actually be able to do it for a 7-game series.
Okay. All right. My only thing is the only game I'm looking forward to is going to be Golden State versus Houston. And I don't know if that game's going to happen because I don't know about Steph Curry and his ankle. Golden State's all been injured. You know what I'm saying? Kevin Durant's got a rib injury. Klay Thompson had a finger injury. I mean, but he just exploded for 60 points the other day. And
after a nap.
Yeah, after a nap when KD said, I was like, wait, what?
Yeah.
All right. But yo, that's gonna be a fire match between that's literally the only match I'm looking forward to, honestly.
It's gonna be a slugfest. It's gonna be a slugfest.
All right.
Whatever, man. Whatever team gets Golden State in the first round, I am jabbing Kevin Durant right in those ribs. I'm doing it. I'm sorry, but I'm doing it.
What?
I'm putting him right in those ribs every time I'm taking him down in the paint.
That's an OG move.
I'm just backing him down and just jabbing at them ribs, man, because he's not 100%.
Yeah. All right. So, real quick, predictions between Houston Rockets and Golden State. If it happens, what game do you think it'll be finished in?
It's going 7.
7 for
I say 6. I say 6.
6? Who you got? 6.
You already know. You already know I'm going with my boys, bro.
All right, I'm just making sure. I'm just checking.
You already know.
Golden State is 6.
Golden State is 6. All right.
They have to get it over with the 6 because they'll be the second seed, so they won't have home court advantage. So yeah, it's got to be the 6. I think they'll be able to do it.
All right, Derek.
Houston's still kind of, I don't know. I still don't think they got enough. I think Golden State in 5.
Golden State? Golden State in 5.
5.
All right. Look like Golden State, you might have almost a sweep here, Jameer.
He don't care. He going for Philly.
Yeah. Yeah. Whoever bring on the winner. I don't care.
Okay. All right. And I'm gonna also say, even though it will be a very compelling game, Chris Paul, I don't know if you'll be able to continue your offense and defense because Steph Curry is an issue when he's at full health, but when he's not at full health, he can just dribble and pass off. So you still have to chase him around, and he can still go off at any time. Kevin Durant, who's gonna stop Kevin Durant? Trevor Ariza? I don't know about that. Clint Capella is the key for Houston to just destroy him in the middle. That's it. If Clint Capella can go off, I'll give it 6 games, and if Clint Capella could do it, like literally stay like A1 center, I'll give it to Houston, and I'll be the black sheep out of there. Everybody saying go to State, I'm gonna go Houston just to make it fair. Just so if they win, I can look at everybody and be like, oh.
here's your X factor for Houston. I'm gonna give you an X factor that ain't nobody talking about.
I'm listening.
Eric Gordon. Eric Gordon. If Eric Gordon get hot, that changes the entire dynamic of that team because they can put shooters in every spot on the floor and run that pick and roll and just wear Golden State out.
Klay Thompson got them clamps. Hey, Corey, what was you gonna say?
Eric Gordon's gonna do his thing. I think Eric Gordon's gonna get his. It's gonna come down to James Harden.
Okay.
This happens every year. You know, James Harden took on MVP caliber season. So when it comes to, like I said before, when they lock down on him, in a 7-game series, man, he's going to final game.
Yeah, but he got CP3 now, so you just can't key on him no more.
No, CP3's not even reliable because the injuries always right around the corner for him.
Yeah.
Hey, and it's looking like it's right around this time. So
yeah. I think that every team needs to really concentrate on being physical with Golden State because they're dealing with so many little ticky-tacky injuries right now that could easily flare back up. I mean, Draymond got the bad hip.
Yeah.
You know, so
and that hip injury can happen to everybody.
Yeah, so they're just so banged up that a smart team with smart coaching staff would say we're going to attempt to beat them up. Muddy the game down and try your best to beat them up.
Okay. All right. Okay. I really want to talk about this though. We had spoken about it just a little bit about the injuries that's been happening. So I really want to know because this was a take from Andrew Schultz on Brilliant Idiots. He said that, well, I have seen it, and I'm pretty sure everybody else has seen it, but all the young players always are getting injured, right? But the one player that has not gotten injured his whole career is LeBron James. And Andrew Schultz from Brilliant Idiots, shouts out to Brilliant Idiots, said that is LeBron James on HGH. And if you guys don't know what HGH is, it's the human growth hormone. So I know that's a fuego take, and that's all alleged. But what do you guys think about that? Go ahead, Carlos. Again, this is T by the way, guys. Just because I got the bandana on right now, don't mean that. I just got done working out like 2 hours ago when I was gaming, but don't worry about that. Carlos, continue.
Let's see here. Quiet, Callie. But okay, LeBron. I'm gonna go ahead and say I give him his props, whatever. Okay, dude's raw. He's a fucking freight train. All right. All right. So you know dang well from when he started that season, whatever. His first year, whatever, he took them to the finals, but they didn't win. But, however, okay, the dude was like he's a monster, bro. I'll say he's off of Space Jam, bro. Dude is he's not normal, bro. So I highly doubt he ever gonna get injured. I highly doubt it.
Okay, so you do you believe or do you not believe that he might be on the stick? You know what I'm saying?
I highly doubt it. I don't think he's gonna be injured.
You just say it's just good genetics. God damn it, I want them genetics. But okay. All right, Corey, what you got for me?
He on his juice, man. You're not gonna find out until after his career is over. It's gonna be the Ray Lewis thing, deer ant, sucking on a deer ant or something like that.
And unless he win, if he win another one, they'll do it. They start testing for it.
Yeah. They already had reports of that. They've had reports of that couple of years, man. A couple of years ago, they had a report of a rumor that he may have been, involved in that.
Really?
Basically, what LeBron has said is he's never stepped foot in any one of those centers. Carefully worded. He never stepped foot in any one of those centers.
You're right. Words mean things.
I think there's a strong possibility. LeBron, like I said, he's a top 10 player in NBA history. He's a top 10 player. I'll give him that. I'm not a complete LeBron hater, but you know what I mean? I'll give him top 10. You know what I'm saying? He's had just over the past year, man. Over the past year or so, man, he's had a little bit of a resurgence, man. He's got more bounce in his step. He looks a little bigger. Toward the end of my season, man, he's been man. He didn't have that spring, man. He's been over the past month or so, man. He's been dunking over everybody, man. Just doing it all, man. I wouldn't put it past him. I think he may be on that juice. And I'm not mad at him. Like I said, y'all heard me say before, man. I love all the players to be on it. Yeah, just like that. I love for all the players to be on it, man. We spend all this damn money at these sports arenas, man. You're spending $15 on a damn hot dog. I want my money. I want my money back. I want to see the players jumping out of the gym. I want to see baseball players getting 80, 90 home runs a year. So I ain't got a problem with it, man. So I say juice them all up. They should legalize it, but yeah.
Right. Derek, what you got for us?
Well, I don't want to take anything from LeBron, but I wouldn't be surprised if he was. It wouldn't be a shocker to me. But I don't want to take anything away from him. But I want to throw this out there. A couple years ago in the finals, LeBron was cramping real bad. So, it could be a good indication that he's taking something that's taking water out of his body and allowing him to cramp so much. He does have a tendency to cramp up pretty bad, pretty big. So,
really?
I don't want to take anything away from him, but I would not be surprised. I would not be surprised.
I like it. All right, Jameer.
Very
LeBron. I don't know. LeBron might be taking some vibranium. I don't know if he did. He might be taking some of the vibranium. But I don't think he on nothing. I just think he just known to take care of his body real good. I think he's a vegan. Like when he was in Miami, he wouldn't even drive to the games. He would take the bike to the games. He spent a lot of time working out. So a lot of players, like even Derrick Rose, even though he had those injuries, but he would still be eating gummy bears and all kind of stuff. And even Dwight Howard be talking about all that junk food he be eating. You could tell in their bodies how their bodies, they just be thinking you can eat anything. You can't eat anything. You can't eat everything. Yeah. So I think he take good care of his body. So
with that Derrick Rose thing, he ate 2 pounds of gummy bears every game. 2 pounds of gummy bears.
He actually, Lamar Odom used to do that eat candy right before the games too when he played with the Lakers.
He was eating candy.
Gummy bears.
All right, Lord.
I'm gonna have to pray on this one, man. So, wow. Let's see. So, there are certain substances that are allowed by the NBA. Okay.
Yeah.
I would venture to say that LeBron is probably utilizing every single one of them. I'm always interested on why he's always rubbing the inside of his jersey. I don't know. You know, I'm gonna point out a reference though. Just food for thought. Michael Jeffrey Jordan. His second year in the league, he broke his leg. Right. After that, Michael Jordan pretty much played 82 games a year. So, I mean, when you're an athlete in any professional sports, you are the top caliber. So with that comes the responsibility of taking care of your body. I do think that, he does a lot to make sure that, his body is in the best shape that it can be. Mm-hmm. I mean, LeBron is a once in a generation player, man. LeBron is a freak. Yeah, I mean, I think some of it is just, he really is that good, that big, that strong, that fast, But yeah, I mean, he's taking supplements. I don't think that anybody will believe that he's not. But I don't think he's on. I think he probably pushes the limit of what the league allows him to take. Okay. I think a lot of those players take different supplements, whether it's for pain, for muscle regeneration, for dehydration. I mean, so yeah, I mean, LeBron's own stuff, but I think he's, for the most part, it's legal, or maybe he's got a hold of something that he knows the league hasn't tested, and so therefore they can't hold him accountable for it. I mean, LeBron is a smart dude, So, yeah. So I mean, yeah, it's very, very obvious that he's on something.
Vibranium.
Yeah, probably some of that. But no, I mean, LeBron, for all intents and purposes, I mean, LeBron is a basketball god. And the thing about a basketball god is that they don't know anything else. So he is basketball and all basketball. Man, you better fix your face over there, Corey. Top 10 all time. Get out of here. If you don't put LeBron in the top 5, you're fired. Where's my Donald Trump button at? Huh? Somebody go find my Donald Trump button.
I would call him running over people. Basketball guy, you know what I'm saying? Isaiah Thomas, the real Isaiah Thomas is a basketball guy, That just came through.
Hey, go ask Zeke if he would put LeBron James in the top 5. Ask Isaiah Thomas himself if he would put LeBron James in the top 5.
He does his commentary. He usually falls in line with everybody else. But, Zeke's not going to give himself that praise. Zeke.
You opening up too many conversations. Stop it. Because now we got to talk about Zeke or Allen Iverson. Stop it.
Hey, don't put Zeke and Allen Iverson. Zeke got 2 championships now, man. Hey, Zeke got 2 championships now. And should have had 3.
Wait a minute. Hold on. You talking about LeBron James running over people? Detroit was tackling people.
He's got a point. Aha.
Detroit was tackling people.
Defense. That was defense. That was about basketball. They weren't taking 9 steps from the half court line. He played for Cleveland Browns.
He won. I
wouldn't call that a basketball guy, man. This Bo Jackson.
All right, we'll call him Achilles. All right, we'll just call LeBron James Achilles. Does that sound good? All anybody gotta do is just take out the legs. It's a wrap.
Corey, I'm gonna see you on the streets, bro.
All right. So let's move off of basketball. Let's move off of basketball. No. Corey, what was you talking about earlier about LeBron James?
Sitting in the group chat.
Yeah.
Oh no, just like I said, man. Like I said, man, more LeBron ride, man, on that LeBron train. They trying to prop him up as being the greatest ever. They're finding every single little silly stat. How they come with the consecutive double-digit games. We saw earlier this year. If I remember earlier this year, Cleveland was getting blown out. LeBron had about 8 points, and what he did was he subbed back in to get that 10th point. Another example of stat stuffing. So find every little thing. He came out, had a standing ovation. I just thought it was excessive. And then if you see LeBron is suing Alabama, Nick Saban and them for taking his barbershop show, allegedly. He says he started that when there's been barbershops way before that. Barbershop shows way before that. Rob Parker had one before LeBron did. So
that's rich.
Yeah, so
that's rich people problems.
You said what?
Rich people problems.
Yeah.
I mean, I had heard something about it. I didn't really pay too much mind because I didn't care. I was like, yo, y'all not stealing my idea. I've already had my idea stolen a few times. But you know what I'm saying, y'all not stealing my idea, so I honestly don't care.
See, now I will say this. I read an interesting little quote on Facebook, and this is really, really away from the subject, but I think he kind of touches on why LeBron is doing what he's doing. And what it was a picture of Bull Connor. If y'all know Bull Connor back from the 60s with Dr. King and them, it said you can't be the solution, or if you were part of the problem, you can't be the leader of the solution. Is basically what it was saying. And so I think what LeBron is looking at it as is it's not it. If it was Ice Cube, if it was John Thompson, LeBron wouldn't have said nothing. But it's the fact that it's Nick Saban, a white guy, trying to take something that black people, hold near and dear. The barbershop is near and dear to us as black folks, you know what I'm saying? So I think that's more about what it was about, more so than what it was who it was.
Okay. All right. Anybody else got anything on it?
Hey, I didn't even know before he's been talking to it. I knew nothing about the Alabama. LeBron said anything about it. Yeah.
Wow.
Rich people problems, man. We got to get some money, and maybe we can find something stupid to complain about too.
Big facts. Big facts. All right. Let's talk about all right, did you guys watch? Let's move over to. Do you guys watch boxing, or do you guys are entertained in boxing?
Yeah.
Yes. No. Maybe so.
Yeah.
All right. So I don't know if you guys watched the Breakfast Club interview with Deontay Wilder. He said he wanted to catch a body in the ring. Now, I want to get you guys' opinions on that because I didn't think that was too crazy, honestly. Because if we look back at some of the greats in boxing, they said some wild shit too. But all right, let's start with you, Lauren.
Wow, man, he's that dude is a pit bull, man.
Oh my God,
Deontay Wilder is a pit bull. Ooh, that boy hit you. You might, man. Hey, look, if he hit me with an uppercut and missed, I'm acting like I'm knocked out cold. What now? Who's the other dude? Is his name Josh something? Anthony Joshua. So that's really who he's referring to when he's talking about he want to catch a body in the ring. He's talking about Anthony Joshua, because that's the heavyweight matchup that everybody wants to see. And from what Wilder is saying is that Joshua is running away from him. Like he ready for him, but Joshua don't want to see him, or he's waiting for a better opportunity, whatever the case may be. I mean, I follow boxing. Obviously, it's been the Floyd Mayweather show for a very, very long time. But I mean, when the heavyweight division is strong, boxing is strong.
Yeah.
It's hard for me to watch the heavyweights now because I mean, shit, I grew up on Tyson and Holyfield, and so it's hard for me to watch these heavyweights. I mean, Lennox Lewis was good. Don't get me wrong. Lennox Lewis was good, but Lennox Lewis was so much bigger than everybody when he was boxing. So he was literally punching down at you. You couldn't punch up to hit him. Then Klitschko came in, and Klitschko gave him the hands and held the title for a while. And you got these new up and comers. So I hope that they breathe a different type of life into heavyweight boxing, because boxing needs it now that Mayweather is gone. They need somebody else. I don't think Triple G is that dude. You know what I'm saying? I think that it has to come from the heavyweight division. Yeah, man, Deontay Wilder, man.
Man.
Woo, boy, Pitbull with rabies.
All right, Jameer. Jameer, you got something? Yeah. All right. Derek, what about you?
No, I really don't watch boxing that much to actually be able to have a couple comments on it. So you can pass on this one.
All right, Corey, you up?
Yeah, it's gonna be I saw a little bit of the interview. I saw it earlier this week, I believe. I didn't get the thing, so I didn't see that part. But yeah, it's looking like they're moving closer to getting that fight done. It'll be a good one. It'll finally be I believe, a challenge for Wilder, because he really hasn't had that much competition in the heavyweight division. So he's just been slumping cats left and right. That'll be a good one, man. I think he can get it. I think he can take Anthony Joshua, man. Especially he catch him with the right one. Wilder's not. He can really catch the body. You see 50 Cent even back down.
Yeah.
50 back down from anybody. Talk some of that drama that was going on with I think it's 50 boxers. They call them Big Baby or something like that. And
yeah,
Wilder's a bunch of crazy ass mess. Yeah, he was 50 back there. He took down whatever little post he had because he said Wilder hit him up and got on some gangster stuff. He was like, hey, I don't want no part of that, man. So, I don't want no part of that. Yeah, man. That's gonna be a definitely good one, man. I'll definitely be tuning in. If they can get, hopefully Anthony Joshua and Deontay Wilder can bring that heavyweight division back.
Yeah,
that's the hard part. Yeah.
Carlos, you got anything?
Nah, I don't watch boxing like that.
All right. Well, I got a couple things. His boxing style is unorthodox, so that's one of the reasons why everybody gives him the advantage. And the other dude, he has an actual. I think he's a southpaw.
Mm-hmm.
I think he's a southpaw. I'm not for sure. Don't quote me on this. I'm not a boxing guru at all. But yeah, I mean, old dude's power though. That's the thing. And he's unpredictable. You think you might counter his move perfectly. Then he'll mess around and hit you with one of them things and put you to sleep. It'd be a wrap. But my whole thing with the whole interview was, like, after the interview, everybody was making like he's a monster or something like that for saying he wants to catch a body. Mike Tyson said, "I will eat your children." All right. I forgot what the other dude's name is, but he said, I think it was Mike Tyson again.
Was that before or after he bit Holyfield?
I think that was before he bit Holyfield. Yeah. Like, yo, like this fool. And this dude said to one of the reporters, he said, I wish you had kids so I could step on their testicles. Like, come on, bro. y'all want to get mad at Deontay Wilder for that? And back in the day, it was okay. You could say whatever you wanted, but now, you know what I'm saying? It's all taken out of context. Okay, it wasn't taken out of context, but y'all just blew it up to be, you know what I'm saying, for nothing, out of nothing, honestly.
They take it serious.
Facts. All right, anybody got anything to say about that, or no? We good?
This is generation, man. This is man. Yeah.
Nobody said boxers were intelligent, man.
I mean, if you're getting hit in your head every fucking 2-3 months, I mean, you're gonna have CTE. Yeah. But that's neither here nor there. All right, man. Let's move to the hot topics, man. I don't know if you guys heard, but Russell Simmons allegedly said, I guess a young lady and her child met Russell Simmons somewhere, and Russell Simmons, the lady took a child to the room. It was a young boy, and Russell Simmons allegedly said that he pushed the girl on the bed. He said, "I'm either gonna fuck you or I'm gonna fuck your son."
Whoa.
Yo, I heard that. I'm like, come on now. Not Russ, bro. Not Russell. All right, man. What do y'all got on that? Carlos, you want to go first?
Speechless, I tell you, speechless.
You just speechless?
Yes.
All right, Corey. Don't worry, I was speechless as well.
Before you even started, as soon as you said Russell Simmons, the first thing that popped up in my head was probably some pedophile business. I can't even name the cases. He's been accused of so much stuff throughout. He's been rumored to been allegedly, man, doing that type of stuff, man, over his whole career, man. Yeah. They've always accused that. He even spoke out. I forgot who that was. He spoke out for a guy that was accused of being a pedophile or sexual assault, or was doing the sexual assault stuff that was going on. I forgot who it was, man, but yeah, I'm not even surprised, man. I'm not even surprised. You look up Russell Simmons and just do some research on him. It's not even surprising, man. It's not even.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised. All right, Derek, you got anything?
Now, is that why him and Diddy real close?
He wins. The game is over.
Hey, you gotta watch out, man. Hey, I ain't saying what you saying ain't valid, but hey, you don't know, man. Diddy's a gangster out here, man. Nah, but yeah.
All right.
I seen the one. I didn't see the video, but there's a video. Jadakiss is like, man, just go ahead and come out, man. Just go ahead and come out.
Damn.
Tell the videos.
Damn. All right. Jameer, do you have anything?
No, I don't. Not on that one. I don't. No comment.
All right. Lauren Jones, you got anything for us?
Oh man. Yeah, I mean, I'm not surprised. I mean, you go all the way back. I mean, shoot, Kimora Lee was like 12. I'm just not surprised. It's disappointing. I will say that much. It's extremely disappointing because I mean, the dude is for all intents and purposes, I'm saying, a mogul. And I'm saying, the music that I grew up, listening to. So I mean, but I mean, people gonna be people. We all got monsters and skeletons and things of that nature, and I think that obviously his sexual appetite is is intriguing. But nah, nothing surprises me about Russell Simmons. I mean, the dude is a weirdo anyway. I don't think that's a secret. You know, damn, I could only imagine what the mother was thinking at that moment. I'd be interested to know which one got. Yeah. So take the L for the family.
Oh, there's so many jokes right here, but I'm not gonna make them.
Nah, man, very disappointing. Russell, shame on you. You're a chump, man.
All right. I will end this off with a couple things. Cocaine's a hell of a drug. And if this happened back in the day when he was sniffing out that white powder, playing with that booger sugar, yo, I don't know, man. It's possible. It is very possible. And then when you're rich like that, things change a lot. Things change a lot when you dummy rich like that. And your appetite's just not quenched by just one thing. That's all I'm gonna leave it at. And cocaine was a hell of a drug. All right. What'd you say, Jose?
I mean, I just go back and I can't help but think that we would have no Russell Simmons without Russell Simmons' parents, right? And I don't mean that in the true form, but they actually gave him his first big lump sum of cash to start this whole thing. And so, man, I don't know. Maybe they shouldn't have gave him that doggone fucking loan.
I don't know. That rush card ain't helping nobody now. Ooh, was that a shot? No, Russell. No. And to the next hot topic that we have today. All right, man. Before we end this off, I really want to talk about Killer Mike. Do you guys see this interview with Killer Mike? And I would like to get everybody's opinions on it. Okay, let's go, Lauren. Start with you.
Yes, I saw it. I'm not surprised. One thing that I've grown to respect about Killer Mike is a thinker. He's an actual intelligent artist.
Yeah.
So yeah, I caught the interview and I actually watched the entire thing and it was long, but I mean, he made a lot of valid points. It's always interesting when you have somebody like a Killer Mike, and then you take somebody like a Martin Luther King who was for the community, and then Killer Mike says, "Hey, it's got to be every man for himself first, and then we build from there." It's a very, in the whole gun conversation, he was right. But I mean that's the common sense that never gets anywhere in America. I mean, honestly, that common sense never gets anywhere in America. This whole gun conversation is completely and utterly out of hand. And it's a lot of finger pointing, a lot of name calling, and just like 5-year-olds, adults get upset too when you call them a name. You're a liberal, you're a conservative, and things of that nature. And so the common logic isn't there. He talked a lot about how, the Constitution actually protects us, as Black people, as it relates to guns. And he's again very, very understanding of the nature and how to build things. Black people being sharecroppers and farmers, having to hunt and kill and clean and cook their own food and things of that nature, and how that part has been lost. Because I mean, when you think about it, with people carrying guns back in the days, that's what they were for. They had to eat, so they was using the gun to kill animals and things of that nature. They wasn't They wasn't shooting niggas back in the day for real. They was hanging them. You know what I'm saying? They weren't shooting them. They were hanging them. So you
Them
know,
too.
hmm?
You're shooting them too.
I mean, they shot him, but it was more guerrilla stuff. You know what I'm saying? You know, the bullets were for something different. But I think is just individuals. You know, take color, all that shit out of it. You know what I'm saying? As individuals, I mean, the right to carry a gun is an individual's right. I think the issue that we have is the responsibility and understanding how to use these weapons because they're used for, you know, retaliation, retribution. They're not used for, you know, they're not used sensibly anymore. You know, so you know that's really the underlying undertone. You know, now I mean, we see it in the news damn near every freaking day now where you know, some pig done shot some black dude, you know what I'm saying? And, you know, we live this every day, which is really, I mean, in all fairness, that's honestly more of a reason for, you know, myself as a black man to carry a gun, you know? And so, again, you know, it's an individual's right to carry. We just have to make sure that we're teaching. You know, if we're gonna have kids, take your kid out to the country and show them how to shoot a gun off. You know what I'm saying? Properly. You know what I'm saying? Properly. That's the key to it. You gotta show them how to do it the right way. You know what I'm saying? And you know, after that, it is what it is. You do what you do. You know what I'm saying? I mean, you know, but you know, that's where, especially culturally, we just fall apart. You know, we don't understand that basic understanding, that basic intelligence about really much of anything. You know what I'm saying? We still too busy trying to make second look like first.
Right.
You know, and so, you know, we have to take ownership and take responsibility for what we haven't done and then fuse that back into our communities, into our families. Otherwise, I mean, we just gonna keep getting picked off.
Yeah, that's true. Jameer, if you're there, you're next. 5, 4, 3, 2. Yeah, we're moving on. Oh. All right. What's your thoughts on it?
I didn't see the interview, but I agree with what Lauren was saying about the just the whole situation about guns. I don't have a gun, so personally, I would never own one. I'm not in the military, but I know why people want to own guns. I know people want to protect themselves. Everybody got their own method and ways of protection. They believe it protects them. Some people carry guns. Some people got mace. Some people use keys.
Kind of keys you talking about?
Well, like, you know, some people put the keys, they put it in there, like they do, like the Wolverine.
I'm just messing.
Put all the keys. Oh, okay. Yeah, they do like that. So everybody got their own ways and methods, you know. I just believe I'll be praying and I got angels. That's what my method is. But the people who want to use the keys, they want to use the guns. That's fine for protection. But as far as like people carrying like AKs and those automatic weapons, right there, that's what I don't see why regular people need to have those ones. But I don't know. That's just me.
Okay. All right, Derek. If you're still
I mean, I didn't see the interview either, but like Lauren has some good points. Jameer has some good points too as well. I mean, I carry a gun. I have a 9, and I have a conceal and carry, but I don't conceal anything right now. And I also have taken my girls out to go shoot too, to allow them to understand, you know, this is not a toy, this is not a game. You know, this is how you use this, you know, just to show them how to do it. And just to give them knowledge of it so, you know, so you won't have that situation pop up. So I think it's a lot in educating and, you know, really looking at not really the gun laws, kind of like what Jameer is saying too. Like some people, I mean, you talk couple different people. They say, "Hey, I got all these guns, at the house." Like, well, we got an arsenal at the house. Like, what are you doing with an arsenal? You know what I'm saying? So some stuff is just they just do it just to say I'm big and bad enough to have this, and I got it. Just to prove a point. Um, Not really to use it on anybody. That's not their intent. But if case if it happens, then it happens, and they want the situation to pop up. But it's kind of unwarranted where they don't need those, the actual automatic weapons and stuff. But it's more about educating. That's, I think, the lacking is where
Of
the
education.
problem lies.
Okay. All right. Corey, you up next.
I didn't see the interview. I saw some. I saw some of the titles. Some of the titles where guys were talking about. So I didn't get a chance to hear what Killer Mike said. But on the topic of guns aren't the problem. It's the way that mental health is handled in this country. The way that mental health has always been handled in this country. Uh, this is a capital. This is capital. This country is built off of capitalism. And if y'all follow, I don't know, have y'all ever heard of Star? Y'all heard of Star, Troy Terrain? Every day with DJ Academics, but I've been following him for years. I followed a lot of his philosophy. I've read his book. He's a hidden one. A lot of people don't know about him.
Is he the dude with the dreads and like the face, all the face tattoos?
He has no face. This is an older man, Star.
Okay.
Oh God! If you watch Everyday Struggle, you'll see him on there. He and he says all the time, man, capitalism has no moral base. Capitalism has no moral base, and I know he got that from Ayn Rand. If you know who Ayn Rand, she's a controversial person, but a lot of what says makes a lot of sense. Capitalism has no moral base at all. We're just feeding a lot of the children and adults with just a lot of drugs. Just big farmers just making money off of everybody, just giving everybody drugs, and it's giving everybody's making them psychotic, basically.
Yeah.
They're just making money off of it. So, and the hood is racism. Like I said, things like racism. That's the thing that goes. It's a vertical thing. It goes all the way to the bottom, from the top to the bottom, and you know who's at the bottom. That always trickles down to the. And so, we have a lot of mental health that goes on in the hood, and it's not getting addressed in the proper way at all. And you see the guys that are shooting, the few guys that are shooting these places up, as far as the white guys and everything, mental health, and they've never had it addressed. They just kept going along through life without it being addressed, man. So it comes down to basically America and the capitalism, that whole just the whole system.
Yeah.
They capitalizing off of everybody. So they're not looking to change anything. Taking guns away from people, I think it just basically leaves everybody as sitting ducks. Because the crime's not going to go away. They're still going to be dropping off guns in the hood. So yeah, simple as that. It's mental health is the issue.
Yeah, I mean, shit. They okay. What I'm trying to say is, I mean, all you see in the hood, honestly, is liquor stores. That's all you see, and that's honestly dumbing you down. All the liquor's dumbing you down. You know what I'm saying? And I know some people be like, "What you talking about? You don't know what you talking about." Trust me, bro. You drinking spirits, my dude. You know what I'm saying? You're not gonna be A1 at all times. But Carlos, you got anything to say?
Yeah, I didn't see it, but like y'all said, with the guns and everything, man, the war we live in today, man, social Darwinism, survival of the fittest, bro. Okay, but having a gun is a privilege. Okay, it comes a fine line. All right, you protect yourself, but at the same time, you gotta know what's right from what's wrong. All right. you can't just pull a goddamn trigger when you know you got a feeling that it ain't the right thing to do, but you're gonna pay the repercussions for it. At the same time, though, you know if you don't do nothing, okay, somebody else gonna do that same shit to you. All right, then you gonna second guess. So either way it goes, you're gonna be fucked. It doesn't matter. All right, so you might as well say it's goddamn seesaw, bro. One judgment says you can do this. One judgment says, "Oh damn, I can't do it," because you know you're gonna get fucked either way it goes. It doesn't matter.
Yeah, I understand what you're saying, but I mean, what I'm gonna end off with is it all boils down to emotion. You know what I'm saying? Everybody's emotional state is different. PTSD is real, and like Corey was saying, mental health is real. You know what I'm saying? And we all deal with it on the daily basis.
Right.
Some of us, uh, and honestly, on the whole Killer Mike thing and the guns, I was told, like, I watched a little bit of the interview, but I was told that they took some of the interview and like spliced it and like used it after the fact that the kids stood up and or the kids went out for that was it 17 or 7 minutes 17 minutes outside for a protest or whatever. I heard that was done and I was like, yo, I mean, what do you expect? You know what I'm saying, from an organization like that? If they call you in there, you expect, and they do want to do an interview with you, you gotta expect that their intentions aren't gonna be the best intentions at all times. If that makes sense to people. But my whole thing is, if you like I was saying with the emotional state of everybody else's, like the dudes in the hood that are always drinking 40s, da 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 da. PTSD, you know what I'm saying? You get shot at every day. You know what I'm saying? And so it's either kill or be killed. So that's the mindset that most of these dudes have. And that's the mindset that they've grown up to live. You know what I'm saying? Like Chicago is a perfect example of that. New Orleans is a perfect example of that. You know what I'm saying? I mean, guarantee you go down there, that's all you're gonna see. You're gonna see liquor places. Shit, I've been to Chicago. It was a liquor store 2 blocks, like it was like three liquor stores 2 blocks away from each other. It was crazy, you know what I'm saying? But I mean, that's just my thoughts on it. So before we end off this episode of the Average Guy podcast, we want to get it off your chest. Does anybody have anything good, bad, or indifferent to get off your chest?
Oh, I got something. So, you know, this last topic has been a rather serious topic, and one thing I want to point at is that it's important for us as young adults to take what we have in our heads and put it out there, project it out there to the world, because you know, we're living in a time where you know, the older generation doesn't want to lose that status. They don't want to lose their hierarchy. And so they're doing a lot of things to be divisive. And, you know, being young, you know, we're very, very ho-hum, you know. Oh yeah, you know, I mean, it's very, very serious. It's a very critical time that we're in as a country right now. And it's important for us as young adults to recognize that, to understand, and to become a part of creating effective change. You know, there's one thing to create change. There's another thing for it to be effective. And I think that's extremely important to the future of where we go as a country. So, you know, whatever platform is out there for, you know, all of us to use, we need to take it and run with it, and do everything that we can, you know, to, you know, empower each other, you know, and to continue to encourage each other, to continue to open up dialogue, push the bounds of change. Because if we don't, like they say, history is going to repeat itself. And so, you know, we're going to end up back in the South and Master House, you know, you know, and it's going to be worse. Like the thing about history repeating itself is it's worse every time it repeats itself. Mm-hmm. So, you know, we have to be very, very mindful of that and understand the importance of speaking out, voting. You know, it really pisses me off that more people don't vote, especially people of color, because it's people that died for our right to vote.
Right.
And so for us to be ignorant enough to say, oh yeah, you know, that don't matter, you know, that's doing our forefathers a disservice because they put in so much backbreaking work for us to be able to have certain rights, and the least we could do is show respect. That's all I got.
All right, Derek, if you're there, not 5, 4, 3, 2, and we're moving on. Corey, what's up?
It said earlier, it said that I don't know if Jameer may have accidentally did it, but it said he had muted Derek's mic. His mic's muted right now, so I don't know.
I see it too.
That's on here.
Okay, there you go. There I said go Lakers.
Oh, you said go Lakers.
Go Lakers.
That's all I got. That's all I got.
All right. Corey.
Man. Yeah, back off of what Lawrence said, man. Yeah, this is a crucial time, man. Just pay attention, man. Pay attention to everything. Even if it sounds crazy. Don't think it's too good to not pick up a book. Read. Everything you see on the internet, confirm it. Do your own research. Learn history, like you said, history itself, and it gets worse, even though it doesn't feel like it's worse. That's the whole magic behind it. It doesn't feel. It's not to feel like it is. We're basically in a robotic state right now. So yeah, read your history so you'll know where to go. You'll know how to maneuver when the situation arises arises again. And you said something strong about the liquor store, the wines and spirits. It's called wine and spirits for a reason. That the liquor stores all over the hood. If you go out to the suburbs, you're not going to find liquor stores.
Yep.
You'll be lucky to find one at all. All these gas stations selling this stuff that's just basically. You're not going to find backwoods. You're not going to find a lot of backwoods and stuff like that. You may find it a little bit more now because you're seeing more blacks migrating to suburban areas. So you'll find a couple of gas stations, and this is just off of my stations. You'll see that, but for the most part, you won't find things like that. You won't find old food stores in the hood. They're getting a lot of old food. It's just, and that messes with your mind. If you study that, it affects your whole psyche and your decision. So we gotta stay healthy. That's very important. Very, very important. Stop getting the things like the get the real juice. Even though sugar's no good for you, stay away from those dollar robbers. Those hey, stop spending your money on stuff that does not matter and take care of yourself, especially if your children involved. It's not to get on you is very crucial. Take care of your future. Look at your future separate being and take care of yourself. Because it's very crucial.
Yeah, that's all factual right there, man. Pineal gland is the word you was looking for, I'm pretty sure. But Carlos, you got anything you got to get off your chest?
Nah.
All right, the only thing over there.
Oh, Waka Flocka. The only thing I gotta get off my chest is make sure you play all 4 quarters. You know what I'm saying? If they try to put you on the bench, don't go on the bench. Yeah, I'll just leave it at that. That's all needs to be known. And that is another edition of the Average Guy Podcast. And I want to say thank you to all my co-hosts.
Carlos.
Go ahead and name yourselves off. Oh.
Hola. Adios. Buenas noches. Bienvenidos.
Thanks for having me.
Back at it. We'll be back at it.
All right. And remember, the Average Guy Podcast on Facebook every Thursday around 9 something. And we're out. Peace. I appreciate it, y'all.
Holla.
Deuces.